Hey guys, we're going to be talking about the USB condenser microphone by Blue called the Snowball. So, it comes in with the box. It has the microphone, of course. Comes with a really awesome stand. It's a desk stand, clearly. But it's got metal components in it, which I think is great. I think that it's built really well, and for the price of the microphone, they include something like this. I think that's really awesome, and it comes with the logo on it as well. So that's kind of cool. And if you want to add your own attachments to it, single screw will have the whole thing come apart. And finally, it just comes with the USB cable, which is a doghouse USB cable. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what I call it. I call it the doghouse USB cable. And it's the ones that you see on the back of printers. So if you've got printers in your house just laying around, and I'm sure that you do because they still haven't been able to get those right, then you can probably just snag these from the back of those. And I don't really see many devices with these, so you can probably just keep them. And they'll run really great with your mic. The length of the cord, though for every purpose the microphone is intended for, is extremely generous, especially if you're just using it for Skype or things like that. But if you are using it for recording on a DAW, then you're probably going to want to get another one of these and an attachment so that you can make this longer, because the farther the mic is away from the computer, the less feedback, the better it is, and the easier recording is going to go. Because the quality of this microphone, as I'll show you later, is good enough for that. So I wish that this was a little bit longer, but I couldn't ask that from them. But that's just a simple fix for something like this. The build of the microphone itself is actually pretty cool. I like that. It's a fantastic build. It's got a very solid plastic construction, and it's got the design is up close is a lot better than if you're looking at it online. It looks like a toy on the internet. It does not look like a microphone. I have people pick this up and they'll kind of just bounce it up and down. They'll be throwing it and playing it around. They're like, "What is this? It's heavy. What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's a microphone. You can record with it." And they're like, "Really? Is this for kids?" And I'm like, "No, this is actually a microphone. That you listen to me on Skype all the time." And they hardly believe it. They're like, "Oh my God, you're getting all that noise from something like this?" But at up close, it's got a solid plastic construction. It's got a basis that's made out of metal, which is where you screw in the stand, and it also screws in. The size of the stand is that of you can get a boom pole, a real microphone boom pole, and take off the clip that will hold like an SM58 or something, and you can screw this in, so you don't actually have to have the table stand. You can have this kind of pointed at a cabinet like this with as far as you can get it without it kind of blowing it away. And get some solid recordings because of that. And again, it's made out of metal, so it's very durable, and that's the basis of what the capsule is built around. The back of it, if you see it, the plug-in where you put the USB is also made out of metal, and I like that addition because you can break things by, you have this kind of loose around in your bag or something, and you can break it like an Allen key will get in there, and it'll break the attachment, so I like that the whole enclosure is also made out of metal. And on there, you'll see it has 3 settings. The first one is a cardioid setting, which is just the normal setting where you talk into it. Flat kind of response setting. The middle one is a cardioid setting with a -10 decibel cut. Basically, if you just got something loud like this is an unconventional use for it, but if you've got something loud like this, then it'll, you can kind of click it on there. And the third one is an omnidirectional setting for both sides. You can use that for interviews. You can use it for kind of capturing birds and nature sounds and things like that for movies as background noise, or if you're just trying to record the entire room, if you're recording a symphony or something like that. Very nice to have that setting, and again, a nice addition for versatility. So how does this mic hold up to real world uses?
Okay, this is the mic in setting 1. This is the cardioid mode with no cut. Now, I'm working with a digital audio workstation, a DAW, so this mic has to be away from the computer. If you leave it near the computer, if you're recording near the computer, it's going to give you a lot of feedback, especially in this setting and the third setting. I've only had this problem with a DAW in places like Skype or other services with recreational things like that. It's not a problem, so you can have it near the computer for just basic needs of a mic on the internet world. But if you're actually recording, or if you're going to be using a professional software to record, then you're going to want to keep the mic away from the computer. There's no EQing in this test audio, so you're hearing my raw voice without a pop filter directly into a preset record mix inside Logic. You can hear the sheer quality of this mic right away. It has a great headroom. It'll make a recording device for vocals, for a song or a video over a voiceover in a video. You know, there's a lot of room to move around with effects and things like that. So for any kind of vocal application in setting 1, it's absolutely sounds just great. For its price, it sounds amazing. All right, this is the mic in setting 2. I'm talking a little bit louder because this is the same as setting 1, which is cardioid, but it is with a negative 10 dB, so it's cut a little bit. For a lot louder applications like an amplifier of a guitar, when you're just raising the crunch tone, you got that thing going and it's shearing into somebody's ear. Obviously, the microphones are going to need to compensate for that, so setting 2 is perfect for environments that are extremely loud or recording situations that are really loud. Even this situation, if you're a singer, if the person that's doing vocals is just particularly really loud or just likes to just yell into the mic and there's no way that you can do anything about it, and just kick it on to setting 2. And it's a really good cut. It's at 10 decibels. Some people might not say is enough. They'd wish for 20. Some people would even go for more. But 10 actually for this price is a really good standpoint for something that's really loud and needs to be recorded. All right, this is the mic in the omnidirectional mode. This is where the mic has to be farthest from the computer because it's going to be recording from both sides. Again, this is only working with a DAW. If you're using it for basic applications such as Skype and other messengers, then you don't have to keep it away from the computer. It records from both sides, so it gives you the feeling of being there. If you're recording a band live or if you're recording a conversation between two people, an interview, this is very good. It's also really awesome for when two people are talking to somebody via webcam and there's a lot of background noise because it'll isolate the sound to just those two people talking if you just turn the mic to the side, and you don't have to just yell into the integrated mic on the computer. So it makes things like that very awesome. So it also works really well for Foley sound, things that you might need to use in a movie. You just need some rattling sounds, some footsteps, things like that. The omnidirectional capabilities on this mic is more than enough for you to run them in to the software and use them as clips for any application that you're doing. So this actually makes it probably one of the most versatile mics that I've seen in this price point, because some people actually have to buy a mic specifically with omnidirectional settings on. Like, it has to be a specific mic that is recording on both sides. And this has that feature. It might not be, of course, as good as standalone mics that do that, but it's very awesome that it does do what it does, and it does it well enough.
So, this mic is simply awesome for what it's intended for. It's generous with the price considering the stand and the build quality of the mic itself. Like I said, there's the metal basis and the metal behind behind it's where you plug it in. And when I say price, I wouldn't pay any more than $75 for it. $70 is what I've seen it for the last time, and this is American dollars. But price-wise, for versatility, it's fantastic. For $70, you can get something where it's a go-to, or you can have a backup for small applications like Skype, where you don't want to have a really awesome SM58 connected to a preamp, and all the way to when you're trying to get sound bites outside, where you're using B-roll footage and you need the sound of birds to get the nature when you have dialogue in movies or things like that. So the versatility whether it's built in or the actual use of the mic is solid for $70. Though I wish that this microphone had a different look professionally. I have grown to love it. I love the ball look to it, but I wish that it looked a little bit better at first glance, because I could have just scrolled right past it. It looked like a toy originally. It also is a bit difficult to carry around in bags because of its shape. Usually microphones are kind of shaped a little bit like a box with a circle on it, so you can kind of stuff it places. This is a little bit unconventional. Now, with the price, I wish that for a little bit more it would have come with a pop filter, because I think that's kind of essential with things like this. It does have accessories like a shock mount that you can get separate, and you can get a pop filter separate for it. But I think that I wish that it had a kit really with all of that bundled in for a little bit more, because there isn't very much stuff out for it. But even for the price, maybe a pop filter that isn't as good as the one that they sell separately, just kind of a starter one that could go with it. I think that would have been a nice add-on. So if you're looking for a microphone that's going to get you onto the top 40 and is going to be a professional sounding microphone, obviously this isn't the one to go to. But then again, the Foo Fighters made an album in a garage, so I'm sure that you can use anything and still sound great. But this is a very nice go-to, solidly built, sounds just like XLR in my ears, type of microphone, and you can use it every single day for almost any purpose that you're going to use a microphone for. That is to say, anything where it's not dedicated, mic and guitar, or obviously studio purpose microphones, things like that. But if you're looking for a solid USB microphone for a really good price, this is very hard to beat. The Blue brand has been in studios forever. They make some of the greatest microphones that I've ever heard. So to get something that's a starter level from them is great, and I'm going to be using Blue microphones for a very long time. So that is it for this particular demo and talk of USB microphones. If you guys have any questions, please ask me on Twitter. I am on Google Plus because this YouTube is connected to that, so I'm back answering questions in the comments down below. If you guys have any inquiries and things like that, I should be throwing up more content soon, and I will see you guys later.